Hello, my fellow members of Boston Sports Nation. Welcome to another edition of the Royal Rooters podcast. This is episode 24, January the 26th of 2026, or January the 26th of 2026. I'm your host, Tom O'Shea. All right. Well, apparently our computer or desktop, our desktop live stream is not working, so now we're doing it via our phone. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry for the apologies that you're getting like now this is three live streams in a row right now. I do apologize for that. I was not intending that to happen tonight. I really don't know why. All right, so here I am. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to record on our phone. Hopefully that works. And then we're just going to for doing the recap, stuff like that, we're just going to just look up on our laptop. I mean, it's the best we're going to do. Not our fault that our internet is crap. I don't know, or something's wrong, or whoever's fault connection it is. They're acting like it's poor connection. That's sometimes, sometimes I'll do those long pauses sometimes during live streams and stuff like that. That's why, because apparently sometimes they'll do like a poor connection. I thought, so have we lost connection? What's happening? I mean, is the feed still going out? So that's why I'm kind of like do that, like just to explain why I do that sometimes. Yeah, not to be weird or anything or just zoning out. It's just one of those, just like, yeah. Nothing on your guys' end. It's just, my God. All right. So we're going to try to make this work via our phone. All right. Let's talk about the first game of the evening. All right. So the Bruins, this is kind of one of those games. So apparently, David Pastrnak achieved something. He becomes the fifth player in Bruins history to reach 900 or so points in his career. So it's pretty nice. But unfortunately, I could say the rest of the Bruins, it was somewhat a hard-fought game. Led after the second quarter, then afterwards, New York came back. They tied up. They go in overtime, and unfortunately, the boys in black and gold couldn't get it done in New York at Madison Square Garden, and they lose this one 4-3 in OT. Let's get into it. All right, so scoring. All right, see if we can do this. I'm looking off of ESPN's recap or box score or whatever. All right, so let's just go to the scoring. Okay. Son of a... All right, sorry, here, go to Gamecast, see what that could do. All right. I do apologize for those guys. Was not intending for us to do that. All right, so here we go. So literally 9 minutes and 45 seconds into the first period. New York gets on the board first on a Will Cawley goal, his 12th of the season, to make it 1-0 Rangers. And then literally 3 or so minutes later, or at least 12 minutes and 9 seconds into the first period, Elias Lindholm gets his 10th goal of the season to tie it up 1-1, assisted by a Mr. David Pastrnak, his 44th assist of the year. And then literally 30 or so seconds later, or 20 or so seconds later, New York retakes the lead on a JT Miller goal, his 14th of the season. It is 2-1 Rangers after the first period. But then the second period, it looked like the Bruins have found their way. On literally 3 minutes and 18 seconds into the third period, Elias Lindholm gets his second goal of the game and his 11th of the season as he ties it up 2-2 for the Bruins, assisted by a Mr. David Pastrnak, his second assist of the game and 45th of the season, and another assist from Mr. Charlie McAvoy, who grew up a Rangers fan. His 30th assist of the season. Sorry, not 30th goal, 30th assist of the season. Sorry. All right. I'm a little on edge now. I'm a little rattled right now. I was not intending us to record on our phone, but whatever. All right. Here we are. All right. So, And then literally 5 or so minutes later, or at least 8 minutes and 52 seconds into the second period, Morgan Geekie gets his 29th goal of the season, assisted by Mr. David Pastrnak, his third assist of the game, 46th of the season, and a Mr. Mason Lohrei, his 16th of the season. All right, to make it 3-2 Bruins after 2. And you thought, okay, here we go. So we're probably going to win this game. We're going to hold on, but then hold your horses. Third period, 13 minutes and 43 seconds into the third period. Rangers tied up 3-3 on a Will Brogan goal, his third of the season. We go into overtime in literally 3 minutes or so. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left, or into the third period, or at least 32 minutes or so. The Rangers win it on a Matthew Robertson goal, 4-3. That's where your final score would stand. Yuck. All right. Here we go. Shots on goal. Or at least shots. We were literally, we lost that one literally 28-24 to the Rangers. Penalty minutes, we had the most. So that's probably why we probably lost tonight. We had too many penalty minutes for some reason. Ours 8 minutes and the Rangers 2. That won't get it done. Oh. Alright, so maybe we didn't deserve to win that game. I don't know. It just sucks because apparently, so let's see if I can maybe get out of this real quick and then go to alright, we can do that. Good. Alright. Alright. Here we go. I'm trying to find. Here we are. So, in all-time points leader, this puts David Pastrnak 6 in Bruins history, behind Ray Bourque, who leads that list with 1,506. Johnny Buchek with 1,339 points. His former teammate and who is third, Patrice Bergeron, with 1,040. Nice. And then Phil Esposito in fourth with 1,012. Nice. And then another former teammate, fifth, Brad Marchand with 976. All right, nice. And then behind him, Rick Middleton with 898, and then Bobby Orr with 888. Wow, Bobby Orr is in 8th. Wow, I thought he would be in first, knowing he's the Bruins go. Well, yeah. Anyway, so that was dumb. That whole overtime was dumb. All right, so now after all that, we are now 30, 20, and 3. So 30 wins, 20 losses, and 3 of those OT losses. All right. Well, we got our first overtime loss in a while. All right, so where does that put us in the standings? Well, in the Atlantic, that puts us still 5th right now in the Atlantic Division right now. And right behind us is the Florida Panthers, who are starting to figure it out now. All right, we have 63 points for this season. Yeah, let's see. Well, okay, we'll go to the full standings. Okay, never mind. All right. So while I wait for this to load, yeah. Oh, here we go. All right, that didn't take. All right. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that is not where I wanted to click on. Sorry about that. Go. Here we go. All right. That's why I'm cursing under my breath. All right, here we go. All right, so this, in playoff-wise, puts us 2nd or 8th seed if you want to think about it, you want to go technical about it. It gives us like literally the last seed in the playoffs right now. So literally we are right behind the Canadians, who are that 1st or 7th seed, 1st wild card seed or 7th seed overall in the Eastern Conference right now for playoffs. And don't look behind us now. Look who's coming from behind us now. Is Florida. They're starting to somewhat figure it out now. Literally, they're like 4 points behind us now, man. you thought the defending champs were dead. This is going to be the end of their little run. Maybe not so fast just yet. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely. Seriously, they ended our magical 2023 season. Kicked us out a few times in the postseason. Now they're going to probably try to do us again. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I fucking hate them. All right. So that's it for the Bruins game. Oh, by the way, they do play again tomorrow against the Nashville Predators, and this time they'll be back at home for that game. All right, so one little game in New York on the road. All right, let's go to the Celtics game, and a good thing. So at home at the Garden. First game back for Mr. Drew Holiday as he comes back. A few Patriots came back after their win on Sunday yesterday against Broncos. Do a little bit of celebrating. Let's go out on the town and watch the Celtics play and cheer on our Boston Celtics. Yeah. And gotta say, it was like, for the most part, a pretty somewhat kind of blowout kind of game. Second and third quarters kind of looked like, man, Portland was kind of going to catch up to us. But in the end, thanks to a couple of frees and a couple of plays from a Mr. Peyton Pritchard, a Mr. P. Rabbit, Celtics ended up holding on to the win. They bounced back after Saturday's loss to the Chicago Bulls in Chicago, come back home, get the job done. Celtics win 102-94. So they saved the night for us against Portland. All right. So here we are. So box scores. I tried watching both. I tried at least try to watch the Celtics, but I was at my parents' house tonight. Couldn't really. I tried to get on the Peacock, and apparently I just didn't have like the password, or I had my email. I didn't have the password with me, so I thought, okay, screw it then. We tried. The Bruins game we weren't able to watch because YouTube TV doesn't carry NHL Network, so yeah. Well, yeah, we'll try to do better. Hopefully the Bruins play. Yeah, the Bruins probably should play tomorrow night. They should be on a channel we have. All right. So anyway, points. That was Peyton Pritchard with 23, so nice. All right. Rebounds. Who led in that one? Here we are. Jaylen Brown with 8. All right, and then let's see, assists. It is a two-way tie between Neas Keita and Jaylen Brown with 5. All right, so our steals, it was Jaylen Brown with 4, and then blocks, it was 2 from Amari Williams. Nice. All right, so he's getting on these lists. All right. All right, so overall we were 39 of 91 from field goal range, so 43%. All right, so poor shooting night, 3-point shooting night, 13 of 34, 38%. Ugh. Then free throws, 11 of 18, 61. Turnovers, 17. Man, we're going back to double-digit turnovers, man. Oh, no wonder we almost lost tonight. Ugh. No. Mm-mm. All right, so 10 offensive boards and 32 defensive boards. All right. So, yeah. For the most part, yeah, it was pretty good night for the Celtics. Good to see Drew Holiday again. First game back after we traded him to Portland and got Anthony Simons instead. Yeah. I feel like, in my opinion, if you get it done in Boston, especially with the Celtics, you win a title there, you should be basically welcome back whenever. Yeah. Literally, you should not have to buy another beer or whatever in Boston ever again. That's my opinion. And I feel like they did give him a reception. At least the Celtics did announce something on the socials basically saying, hey, welcome back, Drew Holiday. So that's good. That's good, at least for that. Yeah. All right. So as I said, Peyton Pritchard, pretty good night for him, 23 points. Another 20 points from Jaylen Brown. All right, good. All right. So no double doubles. All right. So together they were 16 of Man, now I gotta do math. 16-7. Yeah, I'm just not. Yeah, But anyway, good night for them. Way to bounce back after Saturday's deflating back-to-back game against Chicago. All right, get back to winning ways. All right, so we are 29-17. Good. 14-7 at home, huh? All right. All right. So where's that? So where's our standings? Standings. All right. Here we are. Full standings. Where does this put us second in? Where does this put us in the Eastern Conference? This does put us first in the Atlantic Division. All right. Nice. Nice. Right now, this puts us. Yeah, second. Huh. Toronto's kind of jumped New York right now. Man, New York has really fallen off lately. Yes. About to say, is that NBA Cup curse? I will not be a curse guy, but you know what? I kind of believe they kind of fell off once they won that NBA Cup. Yeah, I kind of felt like that's kind of where everything went bad for them, the South for them. But right now, still leading the East right now is the Detroit Pistons. They're 33-11. Huh. Man, for a team that was an 8 seed or so, or 7 seed, low seed from last year, you would honest to God think that they would not be. Man, they kind of somewhat been good this year. But still, right now, the best team right now in the NBA right now is still the Oklahoma City Thunder, the defending champs from last year, 37-10. So yeah, they're kind of been cruising lately, or at least, well, maybe 7-3. So maybe someone not cruising. So 500 record, 8-2, huh? For Pistons. So 8 out of their last 10 games. The Pacers have kind of figured themselves out. Man, Washington's now kind of the worst team right now, at least in the Eastern Conference. I don't know if that's worst team in the. Yep, they're the worst team in the NBA right now. Okay, all right. The Pelicans and Kings have more wins than they do, and also the Pacers. Okay. Oh, and the Brooklyn Nets. Man, the Brooklyn Nets suck. Oof. 12-32. Oof. All right. We went into double overtime with them. What? Like, ugh. All right. Okay, so next game. Or not. All right. Next time the Celtics play again. If you would let me. All right. You know what? I have a way. We can do this before and we can do it again. All right, here we are. We should have just done this via our phone. Oh no, I don't. All right. All right, so the next time the Celtics do play a game will be at home. Oh, and will be against the Atlanta Hawks at home. Oh, so Kristaps Porzingis, could he get his return? And probably not. I think he might be still out. He's been dealing with an injury, so probably won't see him for this game. Yeah. Speaking of, how did the Drew Holiday do? I forgot. I kind of want to see how he did tonight. How did the former Boston Celtic do tonight? 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Okay, so pretty good. How about field goals? 5 for 11. Okay. 3 pointers, 3 for 7. Okay. And 2 out, or 1 out, 2 for so one of their top scorers for tonight. Okay, so he had a pretty good game. Good return. All right. Okay, so yeah, but tomorrow, I should say this. So Bruins do play again tomorrow. They're going to play a back-to-back. So they're going to come back home. This game will be a 6 o'clock start. Okay, good. It's on channel. We can watch. All right. So that's on our ESPN Plus. We can watch it there. All right. Anyway, they'll play the Nashville Predators. As I said, 6 o'clock puck drop, 7 o'clock Eastern time, whatever time zone you live in. Just wherever you are in the world, just check your local listings. And then, yeah, I'm not sure if I was allowed to say that. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Anywho, all right. We're going to call it a night. Let's see if this will work. All right. See you guys tomorrow.